Hey guys, how's it going? On this week's video, I'll be breaking down a standing supported bilateral reach. So it works on the same principle as the 90-90 hip lift, but it is a variation that allows you to manage these positions and the sensorial feedback from an upright position. You're getting hamstrings while you're standing. You're getting more global flexion throughout the spine. You're getting obliques to help you get those ribs into a more internally rotated position. And you're getting authentic protraction, so the serratus is going to help close up the upper ribs. If you're able to maintain all of those references throughout the setup, then on the inhale, what you're going to feel is this desire to extend your upper back, and you're going to try to keep that to a minimum so that you can appropriately fill up and expand your upper back. All right, so without much further ado, here's the drill. So for this, you're going to need a bench or a small box. You're going to pull your heels back so you get more weight on your heels, posteriorly tilt the pelvis. And from here, you're going to feel like a little bit of stretch on your lumbar. Hold on to that. Hinge. Weight stays on the heels. You're rounding your spine now, so I'm getting a stretch on the upper part of my lumbar as well as on the lower part. So I'm just getting this expansion that's happening throughout the entirety of that. Place your hands on the bench, protract to get your sternum as far away from the bench as possible. Try to bring your feet together so you get some adductors. And then from here, you're just going to exhale. So one of the things to watch out for this drill, there's a couple of things. One is that you may not be getting as much of a posterior shift as you might think. You might think, hey, I'm posteriorly tilting my pelvis and this is fine, I get some hamstrings, but this is a very far cry from this. So there's a lot more work to be done and a lot more feedback you can get from being back here. Another thing is on the inhale. Once you're exhaling and you're getting in that good position, you're getting your obliques, you're getting serratus, you're getting all this good stuff, a lot of people are going to want to do this on the inhale. In some manner, they're going to try to go through extension to get that inhale in, and that completely defeats the purpose of this drill. So be mindful of those two things. How much hamstrings and heels are you getting on this setup? And then on the inhale, are you actually losing the position that you worked so hard to set up? So as you can see, this is a relatively quick drill. Most of the resets tend to be, they're not like fast in terms of execution, but they're quick in terms of duration. It really comes down to the setup, how much awareness you can bring into that exercise. Are you able to feel hamstrings, heels, adductors, obliques, your shoulder blades, your scapula, moving around your thorax and forward, like spreading as far apart as you can? Are you trying to get neck extension? Are you trying to get global extension as a mechanism for drawing breath into your lungs? So there are tons of little things and little nuances that can go wrong with this drill, but if you know how to get hamstrings, heels, adductors, if you know what reaching is like, if you know what exhaling is like, that I've broken down in previous videos, you can start to see how all these concepts fit together incredibly well and consistently throughout any of my drills. So for this one, sometimes you can perform the 90-90 great, you can hip shift, but you need a little bit more feedback to get your lungs to fill up with air. It's not about which techniques are best, it's about which technique does the individual need or require in order to get the feedback that's important. Okay, so you might be able to get a decent amount of exhale and a decent amount of lung expansion on, let's say, a supine drill or a 90-90 hip lift off a bench, but your nervous system may require an exercise that allows them to troubleshoot it from a standing posture. Maybe you need support on that on your hands from that protraction. Maybe you need support from the wall. There are a bunch of things to consider. So it's not just about, like, again, which drill is best or like what's the most challenging version of this exercise. It's about what that individual requires. Okay, so we have to start thinking in this way of what's the next progression, what's a good regression. It's not about that anymore. It's not about even lateralization and saying like it's taking the same skill and just applying it elsewhere. It's really about what that individual needs. Like, where is the gap in their understanding of these positions? And then introducing the drill that's going to give them the most feedback so that they can troubleshoot it and get over that hump in their movement skills. All right? So that's it for this week. Be sure to check me out on Instagram at Mejor Strength, and I will see everybody next Tuesday.